And we then but we got it wrong. I don't know how. So I worked for Eskom. And for me, I mean, it was very stable, but I just didn't find joy in what I was doing. We've got a retail store that specializes in school uniforms, based in Tembisa.
That's a really that's an interesting one.
I wake up every day and it doesn't feel like a job, although it's hard, although it's got its challenges, but I'm happy.
Good day, people. Welcome back to Tsa Ko Kasi. Today we have Machi S. Welcome back to yet another episode of Tsa Ko Kasi. Welcome back to yet another episode of Tsa Ko Kasi. Naka libito ke na oratile hele Jade Kuba, but mostly called Miss Purple.
You get delivery from the product base.
Michael M, let's do it for the last time, man. Three fresh, check, 3 fresh stories. Get the motivation every time I'm doing. Get the inspiration, that's why I'm doing. Full of dedication, kasi I'm moving. Travel on the kasi, learning about the business and empower all the kasi. Talking about the wealth and talking how it's done it. Stories like kasi and stories about the money.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Tsa Ko Kasi. So we all know how Tsa Ko Kasi promotes local businesses right here. So today we are joined by Khabonina Mnguni from Tembisa, yes, 1632 for a change. We have some people from that side. So hi, Khabonina Mnguni.
Hello, ngiyaphila kakhulu. Thank you guys for
Siyabonga
having
for coming, honoring our invitation.
It is my pleasure.
So we're gonna start very nice, cool. So for abantu abangazi Khabonina, who is Khabonina Mnguni?
Okay, mina Khabo, like you said, ngikhulele Tembisa. I am the CEO and co-founder of Zibangwenya Supplies. So first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur. And how I got into entrepreneurship is that I was in corporate for 13 years. So I'm a finance and marketing professional. Did that for 13 years and then embarked on my entrepreneurship journey. I'm also a twin. I think it's important that people know I'm an identical twin.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am. So that's a big part of my being. But very family orientated. I come from an amazing big family. And I, got amazing friends, got amazing people around me. So I think, that's a bit about me.
So what is with my sister? You mean your twin?
Yeah, my twin.
Oh, I
yes.
wish she was here. Because there's this sister who's very, playing a big role in your life. God, it's your twin.
It's my twin.
Okay, that's nice. So it's Khabonina, no, it's Nomhle.
Yes, Nomhle Khabo, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nomhle Khabo?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Khabonina, Nomhle Khabo.
You see?
Okay. Corresponding.
Yeah.
Okay, I get. So, I'm sure, like most people prefer working 9 to 5.
Yes.
Earning a salary.
Yes.
And that's just the basic life.
Yeah.
It's normal, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then what made you take a different route? I'm starting this, I'm getting into business.
Yeah.
This 9 to 5 thing, it's not for me.
Yeah, and look, Aratile, I spent a lot of time in corporate. I spent 13 years.
Yeah, that's a very long time.
Working in one of the largest parastatals in the energy sector. So I worked for Eskom. And for me, I mean, it was very stable. But I mean, I must be honest that I worked in finance and I worked in marketing, but I just didn't find joy in what I was doing. And I'm very, an ambitious person. I didn't see a lot of growth in my career. And I just feel like I wasn't excelling as I'd hoped. But then when I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2020, I then saw progress. I then saw, there's something here, you know. And I mean, I feel so grateful because I know what it's like to wake up every day dreading going to work, you feel stuck. And the thing is that I was always trying to make sure that at least I get promotions or I get jobs elsewhere. You know, I was studying, you know, I tried to, you know, get secondments. That's, you know, that's why I even moved to marketing to say, it's okay, let me change fields. Let's see if I can then grow, you know, because all of us, I mean, if you studied, you know, and I mean, I wasn't talented in the arts or anything like that. You know, we then hoped if you start your corporate career, you're going to climb that corporate ladder. And unfortunately for me, that wasn't the case. But I'm fortunate and blessed that I think the entrepreneurship journey and the spirit was always going to be a part of my journey. And I'm just blessed that I found it and I'm able to live, you know, through it now.
And you're doing it freely, like, why you enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm so happy. Like, I always tell my friends and everyone that I encounter that, I mean, I'm grateful for this journey because I wake up every day and it doesn't feel like a job. Although it's hard, although it's got its challenges, but I'm happy. Like, you know, my well-being, my spirit, my energy is just really light. Like, I can feel that I'm alive, I'm driven, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's a blessing that I don't, you know, take for granted because not a lot of people are blessed with an opportunity that I have, you know, that I wake up and even though, like, I mean, you know, we're not where we want to be in the business, I'm still happy, like you know, and I think it's a real blessing that I really don't take for granted.
It's a really, like, that's an interesting one. And also, we are beggars. I mean, beggars 100%. If you want something to go right, you beggars
100%.
So as long as you're enjoying, imagine having to wake up and going to do something and it's like, oh, child, I'm not in the mood. You know, even if, yes, but help me move it sideways, but you know, that thing is when I get me there. That thing is when I get me there. Yes. Yeah, which is a good thing, man.
Thank you.
So, your business has a name, right? Obviously.
Yes.
So, I want to know, what is the name? What is the name? And what is the nature of your business name?
Okay, cool. So our company is called Zibangwenya Supplies. It's quite a long name. So we're trading as ZS uniforms. So Zibangwenya Supplies uniforms. And how the name came about is that, you know, Mnguni is my maternal, you know, surname from my mother's side. And, you know, I've got my paternal side, my father's family that I'm very close to. I love dearly, and I wanted to pay homage to my paternal side. We wanted, my sister and I, and we then say it's Tagazelo Sagampembe, but we got it wrong. I don't know how. You know, it's Tagazelo Sagampembe in Zibangwenya, but I think the Zibangwenya, I mean, helped us, you know, to then formulate a name, and that's the origin and how we came up with it.
It was the easiest way.
It was easy, to say, let's pay Angisho Mnguni, we carry every day. Let the business also, you know, bring up my paternal side.
True, the name it is very long.
It is.
Zibangwenya. And for the people who don't know Zulu and everything,
it's so long.
It's so long.
So
and it also, Zibangwenya also sounds like it is a name too. So I want to know how you guys joined that together. Please clarify.
How we found it.
Yes, how you find it.
So it's Tagazelo Sagampembe. So we had, when we did our research, it's Tagazelo Sagampembe in Zibangwenya. So then we had asked my gran and she had said Zibangwenya. So we're like, it makes sense.
It makes sense because
exactly, So it's Tagazelo Sagampembe. And that's how we just came up with the name.
Makes sense. Okay. Then you had the process of finding a name, right? Yes. You guys found the name. We were like, correct.
Good. Yes.
But as long as we have the name, we have the brand, we have our own identity.
Yes.
Let's start pushing, you know. So what I want to know now is starting a business, right? Has its own challenges too. So I want to know what are the challenges that you guys faced.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let me actually also then give a brief background of what we do. So we are in the uniform business, right? So we specialize in corporate, cleaning, school, and all other industries types of uniform. We've got a retail store that specializes in school uniforms based in Tembisa. And, you know, for us, it was an industry that, number one, we had no cooking clue or idea of the dynamics, the nuances, the technicalities of it. But we just obviously saw an opportunity in it. So, I mean, for us, I mean, the biggest challenge was obviously finding credible suppliers for the business. Understanding the dynamics of a uniform business, specifically based on the township. I mean, when we launched, it was online. And that obviously, you know, we're trying to introduce a platform that for school uniform elokishini or something that was, you know, very different, nobody knew of, which I mean was a challenge on its own. And again, we're a new player, nobody knows of us, nobody knows our brand. And then we obviously now had to get customers to buy into our story, buy into our brand, which was, I mean, another challenge on its own. You know, but I mean, I'm very glad that we persevered and pushed through, you know, but I mean, I think when we are starting, I mean, we had no, even just how to run a business, you know, registering and doing tax, and you know, then you have to play suppliers and find sizing, you know, of different, you know, because we're doing, you know, school uniforms, you know, have to do sizes for kids, you have to do sizes for high school kids and primary school kids. That is a challenge on its own, you know. So yeah, it was
it was a lot
stressful. It was a lot, but I think we sort of found our feet and rhythm. But yeah, it really was challenging at the beginning.
It's meant to be, it'll be.
100%.
You must never forget it. If it's meant to be, it will be.
100%.
No matter the struggles, no matter we are gonna get there.
100%.
And now, I mean, I did see the store. There's something over like, it's working, it's going on. Makes sense. Okay, makes sense. And you guys should be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you.
Many people just feel comfortable about you know, and it's kind of boring.
True.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Then I can see with my mother. Sometimes. You see her, she's not angry at me that I didn't wash the sheets. Where she's coming from, there was a problem. There's a problem there. So it makes sense.
Thank you.
So we also want to know, you know, every industry in the gatekeeping, sagas and all that, you know. So I want to know, how did you guys deal with that challenge, if you guys have ever came across the challenge?
Yeah, and I mean, I think any industry that one enters into, that, I mean, we have no clue or no idea. It was never in our family. I mean, I come from, you know, my mom's a teacher. My grandparents were entrepreneurs, both on my paternal and maternal side, but nobody did anything like school uniform. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not something that was like carried down, you know? So I think for me, like I said, that the biggest challenges was understanding the industries and the dynamics of it, you know? And even obviously working with the schools in the township, that also, you know, comes up with, you know, making sure that, like, are you affordable? You know, are you giving a good quality you know, are you giving a great service? You know, are people then going to come and support you? Do you have buy-in from, you know, your stakeholders, which is another important aspect that you have to, you know, maneuver and play around with. And I mean, for us, I mean, like I said, I come from corporate. I mean, my long-term spreadsheets and financial modeling. I was doing campaigns. So now you're having to come in and then deal with, you know, principals and deal with, you know, parents and, you know, and make, you know, and for me, I mean, every industry and every sort of business that you get into that's new, that is, you know, uncharted territory, you know, there's very, you know, big challenges and gatekeepers. And I mean, even, I mean, the topic of financing and funding. I mean, you know, the store, you know, we launched it online because we didn't have funds to obviously get a physical store. Do you know what I'm saying? We've used our own money to fund our business up until this point, you know, which for me, I mean, if we had access to, you know, a couple of millions, I know that our business would have been, you know, at a different place. But I also don't, you know, I know that it's a part of our journey. It gives our journey our own story. It creates our own legacy. But then we're also obviously able to inspire. And when we grow, we're then also going to be able to help others so that they don't encounter the challenges that we faced, you know. So, Mina, I don't take for granted and, you know, disregard what we're going through. No matter how challenging it is, I know that it helps us. It's going to help us grow. It's going to help us solidify our business and our brand, you know, so that we're going to be a legacy. We're going to, you know, it's going to far outlive live us and help have our great grandchildren be running the business.
Too long lasting, Zibangwenya.
Thank you.
Too long lasting.
Thank you.
Never must know we should keep that shop going, no matter what. Let's open stores at different places. Let's help different stores and everything, different schools. You must recognize and be out there.
We went through it, you know, but
my aunt or my mother did this, so I will do it just for her.
100%.
Yeah, it should be like that. And
Thank you,
we really hoping everything must go right.
I thank you. It will. God willing, it will.
When you have power up there or down there, help.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, since you were born and bred in Tembisa, right?
100%, yes.
So, in
Yes.
Tembisa and everything, right?
Yes.
So, when you started, when you guys started the business, like, have you guys been discriminated or came across the challenge that, oh no, why let us all, but you know, I mean, community, even if it's not only from that community, social media, people that know you from Kale, and then lots of snacks.
Yeah, and you know what, Oratile, I'm really grateful, blessed that we really, I'd say we haven't really had like negativity against us. So like I said, that I come from grandparents who are entrepreneurs. So the building that we're operating our retail store in is the very same building that my grandparents built in the 80s.
Yes.
So, you know, from a legacy perspective, my grandparents were already operating in the community that we're servicing today. And I think they helped us, you know, not knowing when we were young and growing up, we never knew you know, the store where they were operating, we never knew that one day we'd be then owning and operating a retail business, you know, specializing in uniform then, you know. So I think they helped with that community sort of, you know, base, you know, and I think also we've been blessed that everyone has really been supportive. I don't want to lie and say that people have like not supported or can't see what we're trying to achieve and do. You know, I think that we honestly have been blessed with immense support from, you know, from the kids at the shop who I chat to, you know, the old people that know my grandparents, to people who have worked with my mom, you know, and even just our customers who come in and can trust to say, look, I'm going to give you my money and, you know, in exchange for uniform. I mean, we really have had great support. So I don't want to lie and say, look, it really has been negative. But I also understand that with, you know, us progressing, the bigger we're going to grow. With success, obviously, will come, you know, those challenges. But for us, it's not a focus. And honestly, it's a non-factor for us. What we focused on is having impact, doing good in our community and growing and just succeeding in our business. You know, I think it's important that, you know, in any journey that you're in, that you honestly focus on the good. Let's just focus on progress. Let's focus on the good things in what we're trying to do. The small stuff, I'm a negativity, isn't this ngana? As is too see. No, and we're not scared.
You should never put on that.
It's a non-factor, non-starter.
Sure, the grandparents really laid a good foundation.
100%.
But make it so we are gonna set our name for the next generations that are gonna come.
100%.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So now that you've never faced any discrimination when it comes to community and stuff, right?
Yes.
Have you faced discrimination when it comes to suppliers, you know, or other business associates because of your gender?
Yeah.
Because this business, most of them, it's male dominated.
100%.
So did you guys come across that?
Yeah. And look, Oratile, so for us, I think I'd also be lying there. I don't think that we face discrimination because we're women. I think the biggest discrimination is that I think we're black.
True.
We're female. We just started our business venture. So just the fact that we have those titles with us comes with its own challenges, right? But, you know, for us, I think one thing that I'm learning and I want to have an impact on is that when, you know, the bigger we're getting, the more we're growing, I want to be able to open doors for other entrepreneurs in the space because there's not a lot of black people in the uniform industry, number one. There are no females, not a lot of females that are large and big and operating at a very large scale in the industry, you know, and and where they're owning the entire value chain, whether you're owning machines, you're owning a factory, you're owning a factory that's manufacturing fabrics and materials, or you're the one that's manufacturing buttons or zips. You know, I think that it's important that we then make sure that we open up the industry and make sure that we're then getting, various players to come in and fill, you know, our value chain, you know, and I think that's what we're very intentional about. We're intentional on, you know, working with black suppliers, but working with obviously professional people that are, that understand how we work. Local suppliers, we've been blessed to also work with local suppliers from Tembisa. So, for us, I think it's important that with, seeing that there are not a lot of black people, black females that own and are in the industry, we have to make sure that when we're growing and when we're getting bigger, we're going to open it up and make sure that we get more people onto it.
And to women empowerment.
Yes, guys, it has to
women empowerment.
Yeah.
At this point in time, we should learn to support and grow each other as women.
Yeah.
I can't remember the men conference. How many women conference?
There has to
I don't know
be for us.
Women are evil. We must be realistic.
It's not all, it's some,
Some.
Yeah, it's just the challenges that I think a lot of people are faced with.
Yeah,
but for us, like we said, let's focus on growing and making sure we bring in a lot of players. And even Abafana, I mean, Ilogishi, unfortunately, is an environment that isn't very conducive to black young people. And I think if we are able as businesses that operate in the township to make a difference in some way, whether we're employing them, we're training them, we're upskilling, I think that's what we have to enforce, and I mean, as women, we're born to be nurturers. We're born to make sure that we, mother and, bring and collaborate. So, Tina, into nathi emsebenzini wethu asibumbaneni sixoxaneni sonke as abantwana abamnyama so that we see progress as a black nation.
I mean, Hannah, if the store gets big and you guys get a warehouse, now you need people that's going to roka. Get the boys out there. Sometimes it doesn't mean our qualification. Some things are like
tangible skills, and we
just
need to impart those on our people.
We get people there, they come roka, they come put in
embroider. There's so much that they can do. Like I said, Guti, then you're manufacturing buttons or zips, and nakona we're doing it Gupi Elokshin. Because that's another thing. Guti, we can't say Guti that's where it's safer, it's this, it's not, guys. We just have to bring his into there to back home to where we come from, where where my grandparents, for example, started. And I think we'll see a lot of progress for, not only for our local economy, but for our country as a whole.
True. Which is a good thing, hey? I'm a Gubenjalo.
Yeah,
we have brothers out there who need something to do. Motunza high 15 years old, right after going to school.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But what's like experience? How can you have experience? You're just fresh from school.
Exactly.
So which is very sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
It is very.
You
know what I'm saying?
But that's a topic for another day.
It's another day. Yes, I'm coming for another day.
So Sisi, I can remember in every business, competition.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So how do you keep up with your competitions?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And so now our competitors honestly have been, number one, I think our biggest inspiration because they show us what is possible. I mean, yesterday I watched a video of Vusite Megoya was talking about how when he gets into a business, the number one thing he looks at is that who's the biggest competitor in that industry? How long is it going to take for him to know my name? And I was just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for us, I mean, the biggest competitors, I mean, the one has been around since 1938, which is even, I think, 2 years after my grandmother, who birthed my mother, was born. Do you know what I'm saying? And I mean, a lot of our competitors have been around for many years, So for us, I think it would be a little naive to say, we're starting out, we're going to go and take them out. No, I think we draw a lot of inspiration from them, but we're also then able to see the gaps that they've sort of left in the market, and then we're able to fill it. I mean, the fact that we are now a retail store based in the heart of a Tembisa is something that's, uncommon, that we're bringing forth that has never been, a Lokshini, especially our township. Do you know what I'm saying? So for us, I think, our biggest competitors, number one, we draw, a lot of inspiration from them, and then we see, okay, what gaps can we try fill? Where is it that they maybe are missing? And then, we come in and then we try to, make our way. But also we're a new player. We're able to adapt easier. I mean, we've only been around for 3 years. We're hoping for 100 more. So, we've got our work cut out for us. But I think we're patient enough to understand that to be in this business, and to, you know, solidify a good brand and a brand that people will associate with and continue to support for many years to come. It's gonna take a very long time.
And it's gonna take like hard work,
hard work,
super hard
you know,
work.
and I mean, and time, you know. I think for me, it's important that we also understand that it's a patience game, you know. So we have to make sure that we are patient, but we're working hard to ensure that, you know, one day those CEOs must know who we are. Thank you.
Because thinking of it now, when you say Tembisa doesn't really have abantu abathenga ama-uniform, that's true.
Yeah, Emalokshini, no, it's an industry that's uncommon. Although there are local seamstresses that sew and sell to schools, local schools in every township, but it's never been that they are owned by black people where there's a retail store that everyone can come to. And I mean, in most townships as well, there are close former Model C schools close to that township in the town, you know, in town, and nobody, you know, then sells school uniforms for those schools. And again, why not? You know, and we're here to then try to bridge that gap. Nabantwana abahlala elokishini abafunda, you know, in the next town, bangakhona ukuthi bazothenga uniform yabo la. You understand?
And it's either you can walk or you can gibela.
You understand? And it's one taxi.
Exactly. You don't even spend a lot than going to town,
to town.
Exactly.
And sometimes abantwana bayalahla, you understand? Oratile umntana ngalahla so now you can take a walk, you know, and we're local. So yeah, we're hoping Guti, we're trying to then boost this uncommon industry in our township.
True, never but what I guess that is I need to chase, I need to take a day off for us to go to school and go to a store to buy uniform, you know. And you'd be like, oh, it's already holiday at December, and then now I must ask for another day.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was stressful.
Exactly, for the parent it becomes a lot. Exactly. And it becomes really tricky. So you like, we want to understand.
Thank you.
So I get we know that you're selling like I know it's school uniform, right? I want you to tell us what type of uniform to sell. Yes, it's school uniform, but then like
the types.
Yes,
okay.
types.
Yeah. So our retail store specializes in school uniform, but we are a uniform business. So in terms of our school uniform retail, we've got everything. So blazers, jerseys, half jerseys, socks, skirts, tunics, you know, ties, you know, golf tops. So we are literally, you know, your one-stop shop for your uniform. But we are currently obviously only servicing the 11 schools that we're servicing for now. Yeah, we are targeting, you know, only 11 schools for now. But I mean, as time grows, you know, we want to be a one-stop shop for any school or even basic items like your white shirts, your, you know, gray pants and socks and shoes and stuff like that, you know. But for now, we just obviously focused on the schools that we supply. But then when you also then look at, you know, the other industries that we're trying to play in, you know, we've done uniforms for a security company. We've done, you know, blazers for a pub and grill, a local pub and grill. So, you know, their managers wear, you know, blazers that come from us. So, you know, we also then trying to get into other industries that wear uniform. So when you look at like retail stores like Pick and Pay and ShopRite and that, I mean, they wear uniform. That's a space that we can play in. So, you know, for us, I mean, we just specialize in all types of uniforms. So, you know, if people want and are looking for a uniform, they can contact us.
The vision is big. The vision is big. So, Sissy, when it comes to Lento, you want to King logo.
Yes.
So, let's say I donate, and then what I donate initially, logo obviously, but I want to donate. Do I still donate? You guys cut that thing or when it comes to that?
And that depends. So I mean, another aspect of our business is, you know, sponsorships and uniform donations. So the thing is that, Tina, we're trying to make sure that we sponsor the schools that we're supplying at the moment. If it's a school that we're not supplying at the moment, we can then obviously look at, is there a need? How many, you know, kids need uniform? And then we can try gather, you know, funds, get a sponsor to then sponsor, you know, that school. So it is difficult to maybe, like, if it's a blazer now, you know, you've now removed the logo, it's not looking the same. And I think obviously now when, you know, you're donating to kids who don't have, you don't want them to feel like, now they're going to look out, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. They must also feel like, hey, I'm included, even though, you know, maybe my home situation isn't the best, but they must also know, Guti, the uniform that's sponsored by us is, you know, the same level as abanye bantwana, you know, because you know how, you know, difficult it can be for, you know, kids who maybe are coming from a disadvantaged background. So, you know, at least if you're giving them uniform that's the same as other kids, at least it will, you know, help
better,
in
now
terms of their confidence as well.
True.
Yes.
Okay. So now,
Yes.
I got this chaza man, got this clue.
Yes, that's
play a little game, you know?
Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna play a game called One Must Go.
Okay.
One must go. We must be straightforward.
Okay.
One must go.
Okay.
So I'm sure you spoke about the Colotel event,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So we're
yes,
just gonna
yes.
speak about 8 of them.
Okay,
But
cool.
one must go in terms of the color and the design of the uniform. Yabo.
Okay.
Which one takes the cap? You know?
Yes.
I mean, personally,
Yes.
the school that I know in Tembisa that has the greatest
Okay,
uniform,
okay.
it's Childakari.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, I know it. I've seen it. Okay.
The matric jerseys, you know?
Okay.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's the school I know with
Okay. Yeah, with the, all right. Okay. Let's see
So-
from the ones you supply. Yeah, okay.
We're going to start from I'm a primary, right?
All right, okay.
Isekelo
Uh-huh.
and Mnguni Primary School.
One must go.
One must go.
Ish, guys, and I hope to our valued customers and clients, this is
No hard
it's
feelings.
no hard feelings, ne? So Isegelo must go there.
Isekelo must go.
Yeah.
What color do they wear?
They wear royal blue and white, and royal blue slacks.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they can go. Mnguni has a like gold and green and a light
Okay.
green.
But
Yeah.
it's
So
getting
nice. They're light
kalanyana.
yellow. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
nice. It's
They
nice.
became
Okay.
very colorful and
Yeah. No,
grateful.
it's nice. Yeah.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Nico Primary School and Willam Lambo Primary School.
Sure. In terms of the uniform and the designs and the colors, Nico must go.
Nico must go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are going to
yeah.
go. Is it Ngubeni? No, not Ngubeni. Tembisa Primary School
Okay.
and Ama Foundation.
Tembisa. No. Amam Foundation must go. Tembisa looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ama Foundation that's basic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tembisa looks better. Yeah.
That one we're gonna go with.
Okay.
Masebenza
Okay.
Comprehension School
Okay.
and Tuto Kematla.
Masebenza must go.
Masebenza must go.
Yeah. Can I? Okay. No, I think I don't know. No, Tukimatla can go. Yeah. Masebenza changed their uniform now, and it looks good. So yeah. So Masebenza, yeah. Okay, cool. Tukimatla can go. Yeah.
When it comes
For
to
now.
schools, now they're playing level up.
They are. They
Change,
changing.
they
They
change.
are. Guys, go look, they are. They coming up, guys. They trying to make sure Abantwana feel good.
Feel
they look
good, you know what?
when they
Especially
come
with
into
this new thing
school.
of baseball jackets going in the creek and stuff. Okay,
yeah.
it's good
They
that they're
trying.
keeping with the times. They're
Yeah.
going with the trends.
Yes,
So we've
100%.
just came to the end of our game. It
Okay.
was very tricky but fun. Very
Yeah.
tricky but fun.
Yes, very.
Okay, so I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
Are you purchasing your own uniforms or are you buying from suppliers?
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, that's one of the challenges that we've had in our business. I mean, we don't have capital for machinery at the moment. We're relying on third-party suppliers for all of our production. And, you know, it's had its challenges, but at least we've been able to maintain and keep up with demand. You know, we're hoping that we'll be manufacturing in the short to medium term, just so that we can then make sure that we are infiltrating and, you know, supplying more schools. But yeah, we're using third-party suppliers at the moment. And I mean, we're manufacturing and we're using local suppliers from South Africa. So, you know, for me, I think it was an intentional decision because we want to make sure that we are sustaining our industries in our, you know, country. You know, if we're going to go import and, you know, use, you know, other countries, you know, their economies are getting stimulated, you know, from a manufacturing perspective, and then you're leaving your industries here, you know, and they're going to die out. So, you know, for us, it's important. It was very important and very intentional that we use local suppliers. So, you know, we've used a number of them, and we've been blessed that, you know, we've been able to maintain the standard of quality, most importantly, you know. But, you know, I think outsourcing has its own challenges, but we've been able to overcome them and continue good working relationships with the suppliers that we have.
Yeah, I was about to ask Hori, as much as it's different suppliers, are you guys happy with? I guess sometimes we change because of the quality, the color, you know. I was about to ask that. Yes, I was about to ask Hori, are you guys happy with the sizes, with the color, with the quality? Because bakhona abantu abanjengomsiphephula abancane ngomzimba, but the age does not match with the body size you get. So you get Hori, but they just stick on food size 13, white size 13 level so and stuff. I was about to ask that.
No. So we honestly try and use the best and source from the best suppliers. CMT factories that are been around for long, that are operating. We're trying to obviously give black-owned ones a chance. And I mean, so far, like I said, things like sizing, but we make sure. My cousin Kosi is a fashion designer by profession. She's our COO, so she takes care of everything from that production and manufacturing, making sure our sizing is good, making sure that we're sourcing the right materials, that we're making sure okay, each unique I find in last year, each unique I find, the quality, the feel of it, so we very intentional and wanting to make sure that we maintain a good quality standard of our uniforms. So we work with our we've got great working relationships with our suppliers to make sure that what we produce and what is in our store when people come to buy, it matches the standard that parents are used to. We don't want to say ngoba siba standard I drop it. No, we're maintaining a very high level of quality just so that people know from Elokshini we can operate thriving businesses that are successful but that maintain a very high level of quality and excellence.
Good. Sibonge Sis Kosi for making abantwana baluke very fresh. Sibonge Sis Kosi sibonge. Because when we get there it's very critical, but sibonge quality and everything still stays the same. It
does, yeah. We are
so
very intentional about it.
Are there any plans of in the near future of you guys producing your own uniform?
Yeah, hopefully. Already, like I said, Uguti, we're in this industry for the long game. So for now, our focus is on our retail. And hopefully, God willing, as our business grows and we are able to, get, funding or, get more sales, hopefully we'll be able to manufacture ourselves, because I think that there's a great deal of good that comes out of owning your entire value chain as a business, because you're able to control all the elements, from your manufacturing, from your sourcing, you'll be able to better control, the type of materials that you're sourcing, your manufacturing, your production, the quality, your quantities, you're better able to control that if you're doing that in-house, and I think that, for any business that, has a value chain like ours, I think the ultimate goal is to then own it and have us, have our own factory one day.
Okay. Yeah. You just mentioned right? Yes. About the building where the store.
Yes.
So what was the like before Kushopo? How did the shop come about?
So I always say, my mom, these are my mom's parents, and I always say just how ahead of their time they were. So they were a general dealer. So it is a retail complex that we run a supermarket. So supermarket waiting is a macrosa, but they actually sold everything from blankets to shoes to ugula to amakap and everything. And then Begne Puchari, and which is still operating now. My uncle is running that. My uncles are running that actually, and they are doing inyama. So by inyama, by Praia, and then on the other side, Begne Cafe, where they were doing ama chips, amakota, and stuff like that. And that building they built in 1983, and the entire building, right? Yeah. So they were ahead of their time, and my grandparents didn't go to school. They had no formal education, but they were able to achieve that in the apartheid, that time, So I know that they were pioneers, and a lot of families just like ours, had, come from, grandparents that built, these businesses. And, that's why I also feel blessed that at least we're able to carry on the legacy of business, from our family, because not a lot of people are given that opportunity, especially when you look at Ama Business Wakdala in the townships. Most of them, the buildings are dilapidated. Some of them, they've been sold, So, Tina, we're just lucky that at least, that legacy is still coming forth.
We're coming forth. True.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah.
I had, guys,
they had
plans all
plans.
the time. They did.
No, because I still see the stores. That stores.
Yes,
So they owned that
thing. They owned
yonke.
like yonke in that time, and I always ask my mom, like, how did they think of it? Like, what made them say, okay, lana kuzobayile, and what to stock, how did they price, So unfortunately, I mean, my grandparents are late now, but it's great that at least we're able to carry on their legacy.
True, and wherever they are, they're probably so proud.
Yeah.
At least it's still ongoing. Our shops are living, the buildings, the Pietlahani, are staying there. It's good that. For sure.
We hope so. We hope so. We
Okay.
hope so.
Remember when we
Yes.
first met, you
Yes.
spoke about a Jesus drive, right?
Yes.
Speak about
yes,
Jesus
yes.
drive, which is a very exciting matter.
Yes.
Can you explain how did that come about?
Yeah. Okay, so we came up with an initiative called the Fumala School Jersey Drive that we started in April of this year. And how it came about is that, you can imagine just how harsh winters are in our country. We're just in Gauteng, but you can imagine Uguti Tina. I mean, because I'm at the store every day, I see kids walking around abangana matches. And you can imagine just how heartbreaking it is. How do they feel, And we just took it upon ourselves as, the ZS uniforms team to say, how can we then give back, especially in winter? A lot of uniform drives are focused on school shoes. We wanted to set ourselves apart, but also, make an impact, throughout the year. Most people just maybe give shoes in January. So throughout the year, they're a bit neglected and forgotten about. So, we came up with this initiative and, we started it in April this year. And in July, we were able to deliver 90 jerseys. To 90 learners. And it's also, driven by the fact that, in the community that we live in, a sad reality is that some parents aren't working. Some, kids, they just, have guardians who are maybe grandmothers, and they're living just off that. So some of them honestly can't afford a jersey. They can't afford some school uniform items. So, if we can then play our part in making sure that our learners feel supported, we can, and we then are, a part of their educational journey. We just then said, why not? Let's do it. Yeah. And we've been very lucky that we are able to achieve what we did in this year.
I love the name. The name.
Thank you, Fumala.
Fumala. Corresponds. It matches.
Keep our learners warm. Yeah.
It matches. Whoever that came with the name.
Guys, it was us. We team ZS.
Yeah, Nicola Pantin will be like,
yeah.
Thank
you.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Fumala
Jersey Drive.
Child.
Fumala School Jersey Drive.
Yeah, it's a very good name.
Thank you very much.
So when it comes to donating, do we donate Ama Jersey or we donate Gachalet?
Okay, yeah. So Tina, how we specifically work, because we're working with the schools that we currently supply and in Tembisa, we've got a website that is dedicated to the Jersey Drive. So people can then sponsor an amount. So each jersey costs 350. They sponsor that amount. We then manufacture the jerseys and then supply them. And for us, I think it's important that if it's a school that is in Hammanskraal and there's people, maybe 15 matric learners or 20 matric learners say, now much is way to let's hand them out. That's different, we can do that. But for us, because we, are playing in the field of Tembisa, making sure that, we are impacting the community that we're currently operating in, people just give their sponsorships and their donations to us, and we then make sure that the learners get their jerseys. So yeah, so they just, we've got a website, and then they go on the website and donate from there.
Okay, makes sense. Can you let our viewers about the website where we donate the jerseys?
Cool. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we'll be launching our Fumala School Jersey Drive for 2024 on the 1st of March, 2024. So please, can you support us? We'll be running the initiative up until the 31st of May. And the website that you can use is www.zsuniforms.co.za/Fumala. And you can follow us on all our social media pages. Our Facebook page is called Zibangwenya Supplies, and on Instagram we are ZS_uniform. So please look out when we're launching it. You guys will be the first to know, and just follow us and please support our drive. You know, it's important that we give back to our learners, especially, you know, the youth. It's important that they feel supported by businesses that are operating in the townships, just so that nabo, when they get to the level that we are at, they're able to give back to others. You know, we're fostering this thing of making sure Guti, you know, izandla zakezana. So, you know, that's what we must do for our communities.
With that being said, guys, of course we'll be linking everything down below. We'll be posting everything. Everything will be here. Don't worry, I'll plug you. Everything will be on the screen.
100%.
So, Sissy, how do the jerseys get distributed?
Yeah. So we have the schools that we supply, and we then coordinate with the schools. They give us the names of learners that are, you know, from disadvantaged homes, and then we then come and then deliver the jerseys to them. Like I said, that in July we handed over 90 jerseys in 4 different schools that we operate in. So we handed school jerseys to Esegelo Primary, Tembisa Primary, Nico Primary School, as well as Willem Labo Primary. And, you know, our target is to actually make sure that in every school we are going to be giving away jerseys. And hopefully this year, you know, our target was 500 jerseys. So hopefully this year we'll be able to meet it. You know, we just have to keep on going and growing. And hopefully, you know, with it being an annual campaign that we want to run every year, I know that we were able to hit our target. We'll actually, maybe, I know, in the next 2-3 years, so it's 8,000.
Yeah,
and then we roll it out to other townships, you know. I think it's important that we are able to make sure Guti EZS uniforms, Zibangwenya, let it be felt in all the townships. We're not just saying Gutai as been just Tembisa. Let's go all over, you know, all over South Africa, and see how we can really make an impact to the lives of learners.
True. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say I have a uniform.
Yes.
But I don't. Jersey, but I cannot Jersey. I wanna donate more. So can the public donate more? Like besides the jersey, can you donate like pens, you know, skirts, T-shirts, those type of things?
Yeah, and you know, because remember it's a Fumala School Jersey Drive, so our focus is specifically, for winter items. So, you know, things like beanies, gloves, you know, dry max or jackets, those are important. But if it individuals, like I said, Guti, if you're a group of matric learners or group of grade 11 learners, and you guys come together and say C10 or C15, ama beanies way to namajezi wakdala, please can you come and donate to our school? That's something we can definitely do. Or if you guys are, you know, a group of friends, ni five, you all coming together and you buy ama beanies, a navy blue, a plain, you understand?
Yeah.
So for us, I mean, you know, please do contact us. We'll be able to let you know, okay, this is the need. Let's see how we can work together. But what's important is that we have items that are of good quality, but that are, you know, adhere to the school rules. You know, I think it's also important, like I said, and I mentioned earlier, that when we are donating and giving sponsorships to kids in need, it's important that we make sure that the quality is of, you know, the best, and that they don't feel like I'm feeling out because of what was given to me. It must look the same. It must be of the same standard, if not of better quality. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes.
Manjo, who are your partners in this initiative? Ne?
Yes.
Both in finance and media.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the last year, we approached a number of corporates, big, small, and businesses. We had the pleasure of having Izenzele Fitness come on board to sponsor some jerseys. We also had Masutane Academy come on board. We had our Voice of Tembisa, which was our official media partner for the drive, which was, you know, very phenomenal and great for us. And, you know, this year we're hoping to, you know, land corporates and any other businesses and any other media partners that we can get. I mean, I think for us, the biggest thing is to get as much exposure as we can have. And even if you're an individual, you know, need to club in together. You guys do 175, 175, 350, you understand? So for us, I think it's important that we make sure that, you know, in whatever way that we can play a part, you know, let's just try to make sure that we, you know, have our say and a little bit of work so that we can help abantwana, you know, make their lives a bit better when they go to school.
Nice, interesting.
Thank you.
Any plans for 2024?
Yes,
Big
okay,
plans.
big plans. So obviously, like firstly and foremost, I think the biggest thing and the initiative that's very close to my heart is school uniform donations and our Fumala school jersey drive. You know, for 2024, I'm hoping that we're going to hit our target of 500 learners. And even with school uniforms, I'm hoping that we'll just donate more. Oratile, it's very hard and painful to see just how much kids are struggling. You know, their socks are torn, their pants are torn, their shirts are like, guys, it almost brings me to tears every time I see them. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to sponsor a few more kids. And I mean, on the business side, I mean, we want to make sure that we are servicing our customers well. Like I said, that we are currently servicing 11 schools. I'm hoping to maybe grow that by 2 or 3. You know, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. True. But I think what's important is that our current customer base, they must know Uguti, the quality is maintained. We have great service. You know, it's convenient for them. But that they also know Uguti, man, she said us uniforms, no man, you must go there. You know? We want them, you know, to, you know, tell more people about us. But at the end of the day, I mean, we want to run a successful business, a thriving business. So, you know, for 2024, it's also about just keeping our heads down and making sure that we are doing what we're saying we're doing, and that's the business of uniform, but at a high quality level. And just because we're at a Kasi, it doesn't matter. We're bringing excellence and making sure we want to know that, we're a quality business.
We're keeping up.
We're keeping up, guys.
We can't only say, go to Sabapong this.
No.
Let's be home.
The narrative.
That's where we come from.
Yes, let's be home. Let's change the narrative.
It's very nice to see. Can you please again tell our viewers the website, Salina?
Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, please guys follow us on our social media. On Facebook, we are Zibangwenya Supplies. On Instagram, it's ZS_uniforms. And then you can also reach out to us on WhatsApp if you have any business inquiries. Our number is 082 640 4098, and then our other number is 072 444 0477, and then our website is www.zsuniforms.co.za. Please just, you know, you can also visit us in store. We're based at Tembisa, Ewelamlambo section, corner 474, Benin and Swaziland streets. The corner shops, Mnguni, you can come and pay us a visit. But yeah, please just continue to support Tsa Ko Kasi and support local businesses. Yeah, let's make sure we're thriving and growing as local Black-owned, female-owned businesses in Lokshin.
Thank you, Sis Khabo. Thank you for joining us. Yeah,
thank you, guys.
Really had a good time chatting with you.
Thank
it
you,
was very
guys.
educational.
Yes,
everything was going, flying.
It was flowing.
You know? Yes. We are very grateful for your presence. We're hoping we're gonna see you again. Definitely we're gonna see you again.
Yes,
the
please,
Jesus Drive, we're gonna be part of it.
Yes, please.
I must just put it out there. We're gonna be part of the Jesus Drive as Tsa Ko Kasi, supporting the Jesus Drive, donating what we can, just helping wherever we can. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm so grateful.
So with that being said, na oratile heli jade kopanonas Miss Purple. I am signing out. Thank you.
You get delivery from the product base.
Michael, let's do it for the last time, Three fresh, check, 3 fresh stories. Get the motivation every time I'm doing. Get the inspiration, that's why I'm doing. Full of dedication, kasi I'm moving. Travel all the kasi, Learning about the business and empower all the Kasi. Talking about the wealth and talking how he's done it. Stories like Kasi and stories about the money. Empower all the Kasi. Empower all the Kasi. This is how we done it. And maybe one time we'll pull up to your Kasi. Feel it about Tsa Ko Kasi. Bisa level Kasi. Then that was too hard. Then the stories and money. Talking about the money. Talking how we done it. Empower all the kids and this is how we done it. Talking about the business. Travel all the Kasi. Power to the city and the power to the Kasi. True fresh. True fresh. True fresh stories. Renare Dali and I'm looking for the money. Because you want to get Tama money. Feeding all the fame and power to the Kasi. Power to the Kasi. Tsa Ko Kasi. True fresh stories. Coming to your Kasi, I'll be going to the Kasi. Kasi to my Kasi.